Welcome to Bite at a Time Books, where we read you your favorite classics one bite at a time. My name is Bree Carlile, and I love to read and wanted to share my passion with listeners like you. You can sign up for our newsletter at biteatatimebooks.com. You'll also find our new t-shirts in the shop, including podcast shirts and quote shirts from your favorite classic novels. Be sure to follow my show on your favorite podcast platform so you get all the new episodes. We're part of the Bite at a Time Books Productions Network. If you'd also like to hear what inspired your favorite classic author to write their novels, and what was going on in the world at the time, check out the Bite at a Time Books Behind the Story podcast, wherever you listen to podcasts. Today we'll be continuing Les Miserables by Victor Hugo. Chapter 6. Marius Haggard, Javert Laconic. Let us narrate what was passing in Marius's thoughts. Let the reader recall the state of his soul. We have just recalled it. Everything was a vision to him now. His judgment was disturbed. Marius, let us insist on this point, was under the shadow of the great, dark wings which are spread over those in the death agony. He felt that he had entered the tomb. It seemed to him that he was already on the other side of the wall, and he no longer beheld the faces of the living, except with the eyes of one dead. How did Monsieur Fauchelevent come there? Why was he there? What had he come there to do? Marius did not address all these questions to himself. Besides, since our despair has this peculiarity that it envelops others as well as ourselves, it seemed logical to him that all the world should come thither to die. Only, he thought of Cosette with a pang at his heart. However, Monsieur Fauchelevent did not speak to him, did not look at him, and had not even the air of hearing him, when Marius raised his voice to say, "I know him." As far as Marius was concerned, this attitude of Monsieur Fauchelevent was comforting, and if such a word can be used for such impressions, we should say that it pleased him. He had always felt the absolute impossibility of addressing that enigmatical man, who was, in his eyes, both equivocal and imposing. Moreover, it had been a long time since he had seen him, and this still further augmented the impossibility for Marius's timid and reserved nature. The 5 chosen men left the barricade by way of Mondétour Lane. They bore a perfect resemblance to members of the National Guard. One of them wept as he took his leave. Before setting out, they embraced those who remained. When the 5 men sent back to life had taken their departure, Enjolras thought of the man who had been condemned to death. He entered the tap room. Javert, still bound to the post, was engaged in meditation. "Do you want anything?" Enjolras asked him. Javert replied, "When are you going to kill me?" "Wait, we need all our cartridges just at present." "Then give me a drink," said Javert. Enjolras himself offered him a glass of water, and as Javert was pinioned, he helped him to drink. "Is that all?" inquired Enjolras. "I'm uncomfortable against this post," replied Javert. "You are not tender to have left me to pass the night here. Find me as you please, but you surely might lay me out on a table like that other man." And with a motion of the head, he indicated the body of Monsieur Mabeuf. There was, as the reader will remember, a long, broad table at the end of the room, on which they had been running bullets and making cartridges. All the cartridges having been made, and all the powder used, this table was free. At Enjolras' command, 4 insurgents unbound Javert from the post. While they were loosing him, a 5th held a bayonet against his breast. Leaving his arms tied behind his back, they placed about his feet a slender but stout whipcord, as is done to men on the point of mounting the scaffold, which allow him to take steps about 15 inches in length, and made him walk to the table at the end of the room, where they laid him down, closely bound about the middle of the body. By way of further security, and by means of a rope fastened to his neck, they added to the system of ligatures which rendered every attempt at escape impossible, that sort of bond which is called in prisons a martingale, which, starting at the neck, forks on the stomach and meets the hands after passing between the legs. While they were binding Javert, a man standing on the threshold was surveying him with singular attention. The shadow cast by this man made Javert turn his head. He raised his eyes and recognized Jean Valjean. He did not even start, but dropped his lids proudly and confined himself to the remark, "It is perfectly simple." Thank you for joining Bite at a Time Books today, while we read a bite of one of your favorite classics. Again, my name is Bree Carlile, and I hope you come back tomorrow for the next bite of Les Miserables. Don't forget, you can sign up for our newsletter at biteatatimebooks.com. And while you're there, check out our t-shirt shop. You can look in the show notes or on our website, biteatatimebooks.com, for the rest of the links for our show. We'd love to hear from you on social media. You can find us everywhere at Bite at a Time Books.